Hello everybody, my name's Dave, thanks for joining me. Don't forget we're moving over to Daily Motion, just a reminder. I will upload these videos to YouTube as well as Daily Motion for a week or so, but then it'll be only on Daily Motion once everybody's moved across and I've got all the videos over. It is taking a little bit longer than I expected, but some of the videos are quite large. Anyway, what I thought I'd do today was a remake of lithium battery scams and what to buy, because the video I had, original video, was really quiet. So in today's turbulent times where the government hides EV fires from the public, can anyone be trusted? This is a follow-up video. I'll be reading from the screen, by the way. This is a follow-up video for lithium batteries and how to avoid getting scammed. We will look at what to buy as well as different battery types, and some dangerous and some are not. So a quick question, please put your answer in the comments for the video. What is the safest battery on the market today? Answer in the comments please. Is it AGM, is it lithium, is it what? What battery is it? It could be anything, all batteries count, but the safest battery. Not just the safest lithium battery, the safest battery. The battery types. There are 6 types of lithium batteries. Some are safer than others as follows. The LCO, lithium cobalt oxide. LCO batteries are one of the first lithium-ion battery chemistries to have existed. Found commonly in laptops and smartphones, LCO batteries offer low power. They are best used for applications that require extremely lightweight solutions and do not need high power, since they can deliver the energy over an extended period under low load conditions. However, LCOs have a short lifespan, typically between 500 and 1000 cycles, and low thermal stability, which prevents use in high load applications. This makes LCOs a poor candidate for electronic storage systems. The next one is LMO, or lithium manganese oxide. LMO batteries are quickly losing popularity because they offer the same characteristics as the LFP batteries, but with much smaller number of life cycles, often as few as 500 to 800. While the production cost is a bit lower than LFP batteries, the short lifespan creates challenges for the low cost operation and increases the replacement costs. LMO batteries do charge quickly, provide high specific power and can operate efficiently at higher temperatures than some other types of batteries. As such, they are more widely used in portable power tools, medical instruments and some electric vehicles. NMC, lithium nickel manganese cobalt oxide. NMC batteries are a popular type of lithium-ion battery for several reasons. They feature both strong energy and power density. They are relatively safe compared to the other types of lithium-ion batteries when it comes to thermal runaways. However, they offer a significantly lower number of life cycles compared to LFP batteries, generally between 1000 and 2000 cycles. NMC batteries also require cobalt and nickel, which are more expensive and harmful to the environment. There is also a significant concern about shortages in these minerals, which can significantly impact on both cost and availability. LFP, or lithium iron phosphate, LiFePO4. LFP batteries are the best types of batteries. They provide cleaner energy since LFPs use iron, which is relatively green resource compared to cobalt and nickel. Iron is also cheaper and more available than many other resources, helping reduce costs. The overall production cost is lower as well. LFP batteries have much lower power density, but in characteristic less important for energy storage systems, that is EVs and ESS, can occupy larger spaces without concern. While LFP batteries are heavier, that's the only concern during the initial installation. LFP batteries are also safer because thermal runaways are less likely and have a life cycle between 2000 and 5000 cycles. So they have a life cycle better than most other common lithium-ion battery technologies. Number 5 is NCA, or lithium nickel cobalt aluminium oxide. NCA batteries are similar to NMC, with some differences. While providing higher energy density than NMC batteries, allowing them to store more energy per unit volume, they are also more prone to thermal runaways. Similar to NMC batteries, NCA batteries have about 1000 to 2000 life cycles and also depend on cobalt and nickel for manufacturing. And 6 is LTO, lithium titanate. LTO batteries feature a high life cycle, often up to 10,000 cycles, and are less polluting than most alternatives. They can also charge quickly, although that's not necessarily an important feature for ESS installations. LTOs have a lower density, which means it needs to provide more cells to provide the same amount of energy storage, which makes them an expensive solution. For example, while other battery types can store from 220 to 150 watt hours per kilogram, LTOs store about 50 to 80 watt hours per kilogram, so they obviously need more of them. So, what battery do you buy? As a general rule, if it seems too cheap, it usually is, and that in the form of a battery relates to cutting corners. Cutting corners mean you are not getting what you are paying for, even though the law in Australia states an item must be able to function as described, good luck in getting your money back from an overseas seller, or being able to prove the fault. So how do they cut corners? Well, that's easy, if you know what you're looking for. However, not everyone does, and this is the same with whatever we buy. However, I'm going to give you some advice on choosing the right batteries. So first of all, weight. 120 Ah lithium ferrous oxide LiFePO4 battery with prismatic cells should weigh around 12 to 13 kilograms. If this battery has power cells, it should range between 11 and 12 kilograms. If a battery only weighs about 5 to 7 kilograms, it is usually not the capacity being claimed. You can see this with smaller 18650 cells. Batteries will really in reality weigh around the following. An 1800 mAh battery will weigh about 43 grams. A 2000 mAh battery will weigh about 44, and a 2400 will weigh about 46. Where the rip-off equivalents are as follows. A 5800 mAh battery is 24 grams. A 3000 mAh battery is 24 grams. A 2500 mAh battery is 25 grams. A 12,000 mAh battery is 25 grams. So what they're saying here is that you can't store more power with less because you've got less in it. So as you can see, the rip-off batteries have less dense components and won't meet their claims. The only difference against this is the sort of behaviour that you do your research and don't buy anything as an unknown Chinese brand, because you won't get anyone even attempting to prosecute these makers. So as an individual you have no chance. So if a battery such as an 18650 suffers from this, then any larger battery will be the same. Yes, your 100 Ah battery is the same. Less density, less capacity. It's that, and it's just a fact. Yes, there are some minor discrepancies, but in general, the lighter the battery, the less longevity or the power it will produce. How a battery is constructed, it doesn't matter the technology. Basically, you need to produce the correct voltage, which in our case is around 12 to 14 volts. What manufacturers do is connect together smaller cells to make several packs of 12 volt units. For example, my two Kings 120 Ah lithium batteries are each made from 4 prismatic cells, around 3.4 volts each. Each cell produces 30 Ah of power, giving the battery a total of 120. Older lithium batteries were made from 18650 cells, which are connected together to make 12-14 volt units. So, what types of cell do we have? Battery powered devices and equipment come in all shapes and sizes, and so do the batteries that power them. There are 4 common battery cell types: button or coin, prismatic, polymer or pouch, and cylindrical. Each of these cell formats are in available different sizes and chemistries, but we will focus on the lithium-ion rechargeable types. Also known as coin cells, button cells get their name because of their round, small design resembles that of a coin or a button. They are enclosed in a metal case and available in standard sizes, typically based on the diameter and thickness. For example, a CR2032 cell is 20 mm diameter and 3.2 mm thick. Button cells are usually primary non-rechargeable cells that require a compact sized battery. These types of cells tend to power from backup memory devices and do not need a lot of capacity. A button cell's diminutive size makes it ideal for small portable devices or wearable consumer and medical devices such as watches, hearing aids, medical wearable implants, laser pointers and remote starters. Prismatic cells. Prismatic cells came out in the early 1990s. Now obviously they come in plastic. There are only a few standard sizes available on the market and are based on their thicknesses and length. For example, the standard 103-450 is 10mm thick, 34mm wide and are 50mm long. The low profile design of the prismatic cell improves the volume, but this cell can be expensive to manufacture. These cells are also less efficient in thermal management, have a shorter life cycle than cylindrical cells and can exhibit swelling. Today, lithium prismatic cells are commonly found in a thin profile handheld devices like phones, tablets, laptops, but are also available in larger formats for applications such as electric vehicles, buses and hybrids. Polymer or pouch cells entered the battery industry around 1995. They are like the prismatic cell but do not have a hard exterior casing. These cells are sealed in a foil pouch, laminate, and their electrolyte flexibility makes them easy to manufacture in profile sizes in different cuts and curves. Pouch cells have the highest packing efficiency and great energy density, but tend to swell and therefore are more vulnerable to penetration. Normal size lithium polymer cells are commonly found in thin profile handheld devices like mobile phones, modern tablets and thin laptops. They are also popular in portable applications requiring high-load currents such as drones and hobby gadgets. Curved polymer cells tend to be used in wearable consumer and medical devices, while the large format polymer cells are used in energy storage systems. Cylindrical cells. When one thinks of a battery, the first thing that comes to mind is cylindrical shaped cells like an AA battery. The cylindrical cell is most commonly used for all types of cells, primarily non-rechargeable and secondary rechargeable, across various chemistries like lithium, ion and even some lead acid systems. These cells are enclosed in a metal can and can name based on their diameter and length. For example, for lithium-ion rechargeable batteries, the most common sizes are 18650, 18mm diameter, 65mm in length, and the 26650, 26mm in diameter and 65mm in length, and the 21700, 21mm in diameter and 70mm. This shape helps minimise stress and internal pressure concentration. When assembled in a battery pack, lithium-ion cylindrical cells have higher energy density than flat lithium-ion cells. The cylindrical cell is extremely versatile and is a preferred choice for multi-cell configurations commonly used in applications such as medical, military, consumer, industrial, EV and more. So the grades of cells. Cells are always categorised to be grade A, B or C. There is not a single manufacturing standard for categorising cells. Each manufacturing factory may have their own standards, so cell grade categorisation is not necessarily scientific. So a grade A, capacity above 100 mAh, internal resistance below 60 milliohms. Grade B, capacity 900 to 1000 mAh, internal resistance 60 milliohms to 80 milliohms. Grade C, capacity below 900 mAh, internal resistance above 80 milliohms. But for some companies with better production lines and capability, they may have higher capacity cells that may categorise cells as follows. Grade A, capacity above 1100 mAh, internal resistance below 60 milliohms. Grade B, capacity 1000 to 1100 Ah, internal resistance 60 milliohms to 80 milliohms. Grade C, capacity below 1000 mAh, internal resistance above 80 milliohms. One generally accepted conclusion can be drawn from these two examples, and that grade A cells have the longest runtime, the life cycle, and grade B has the second longest, and grade 3 has the third. Appearance. The first thing we can do to check a cell is to check its appearance. Each cell was produced with a unique QR code as proof of identity, which also makes it more convenient for the manufacturers to offer after-sale services. As I mentioned in the last post, grade B cells are categorised as unqualified ones. They usually do not offer a warranty. That's why they scrape off the QR code. So if you find a battery cell with a QR code concealed, mostly it's a grade B battery cell. However, all grade B battery cells will be covered with a new insulated sheet. So if there is no obvious signs of a QR code outside, you need to tear off the insulated sheet. Both of my King's batteries are sold as A-grade cells. However, the barcodes have been removed on the 8 prismatic cells, so my advice would be to buy from an Australian company who make their own batteries if you want peace of mind. At least buy from an Australian seller if you have someone to claim against. Buy from overseas at your peril. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video. Please remember that I'm moving to daily motion, the link in the description. Please note that I will upload this to YouTube, but after a week or so I will be uploading to daily motion only. Please follow me on Daily Motion. Please comment if you feel you need to. Nice comments only, please. Any attacks and rudeness towards anyone will be deleted. I won't stand for rudeness or unnecessary harshness. There's no need for it. We're all adults here. We're all capable of putting up with whatever. Not everybody's an adult, so please don't swear unless you have to. Please don't be rude. I don't want to have to delete anybody's comments. I've already had 2 trolls on here. I don't want any more. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you on the next one, which will be my starter motor change, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, but definitely before Friday.